Man, welcome to the show, Sports Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, Live 365, iHeartRadio. We have the one and only coming straight out of Yonkers, New York, goes by the name of Iman Nunez, one of the nicest MCs in the game, East Coast, West Coast, all the way around, mainly East Coast because he's from the East Coast. You already know what it is. Iman Nunez, what is going on, man? How's the night
Hey,
going?
everything is good, man. Just been a busy day. Just been shooting some stuff with some brands and all that type of stuff. So, it's been eventful, but I'm happy to be here for real.
You still got that distribution, especially like that sponsorship with Swisher Sweets?
Nah, no more. I was a part of the artist project from 2018 to 2020, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they stopped doing the artist project for now. So it was definitely a great thing. I still got great relationships with them and stuff like that. But yeah.
You just recently released for your newest single, Northeast. How are you feeling about that? Because that's a great
Man.
representation of your not only your artistry but East
Yeah.
Coast hip hop.
Not for sure. So yeah, it's been an amazing thing, man. I'm happy I got to get my sis DJ Steph Cakes on the record. Mike Cuz produced it. Rondon produced the second half. And man, I'm just so happy with how it turned out. We did a very great video in my eyes, and it's been getting a great reception so far. So yeah.
Yeah, this is something that you always wanted for your journey is to be a rapper. You're speaking it into an existence since like the age of 13, 17. You started taking it seriously. People always say taking it
Yeah.
seriously when it comes to their careers. What is your definition of taking something seriously as far as careers go, and you can relate it to your own?
To me is more about if you waking up every day, if you going to sleep every day, thinking about this one thing and you just working at it tirelessly and just making sure that you want it that bad. That's my definition of taking it seriously. I think everybody, once you unlock that part is like, oh, like this is my life. So yeah, I think that's my best definition.
Yeah. And you could definitely tell that just from your skill set that you have going on here and all the people that embrace you so far on this journey and all the opening acts that you've been on the
Appreciate
stage
that.
with, which we're going to get into later on here. But you were taking
Uh,
piano lessons like when you were 12, I heard, with your
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. We were taking piano lessons back at the time. We hated piano at that time though.
I see a
And
piano in the background though.
yeah, that's actually my brother's, which is funny. He stopped playing. We both stopped playing at the same time, but then he just picked it up again. And like I wish I would have, I guess it was the teacher or something. And there was nothing against her. It was just, you're a child and you just, you don't think the same. But I wish I would have just stick with it, and I was actually very good at it at the time, but it's a lost talent now.
Yeah. How big of a hit was it for you being from Yonkers and growing up there when you lost DMX? Because he's one of the greatest of all time. That's a heavy hit.
Man, crazy enough. So I actually haven't said this story many times, but I was actually supposed to have DMX on one of my songs on my last project,
Wow.
titled "Everything Is Everything," and I just wanted him to do a prayer on it. So I had one of my boys. He was very cool with the guys at Rough Riders and stuff. So he asked him to do it, and he agreed to it. But the only thing was that he was on tour, so we couldn't. The timing was off. But I've seen him like two times around. It was definitely affected Yonkers for sure. It was a weird energy, but it was just like everybody understood how beautiful of a human being he was, and I wish I could have had conversations with him, or wish like we could have actually got some work done together. That definitely would have been legendary.
Exodus was the last album. I know he's got some more work on the way, especially some things in the stash, according to Swizz
Yeah.
Beats. Do you think that DMX potentially saw something like that he knew eventually his life was going to come to an end based off that last album title? Because it's kind of foretelling.
Honestly, I have no idea. I did watch an interview though that Swiss was saying that this was actually supposed to be this wasn't the title that he was gonna go with originally. It was supposed to be I think it was a sequel to one of his albums. I forgot which one it was though, so I don't want to misspeak or anything,
Yeah.
but I definitely remember that they changed the title after. So yeah.
Yeah, no, rest in peace to DMX, but you have some more Yonkers legends supporting you.
Yes, sir.
Jadakiss, the whole Locks, you've been able to share the stage with them. Tell me the first time that
Yeah.
you were able to meet up with those guys, and you only got Sheik Luch and Styles P,
Yeah.
but you wanted Jadakiss and Roberto Cavalli.
Okay, so I'll break that down. We'll start with Roberto Cavalli actually
Yeah.
first. So Kiss actually got mad at me that I didn't put him on Roberto Cavalli. So I my vision was to have Sheik and Styles on it. they were the ones that immediately would tell me all the time, like, "Yo, we gonna do something together." Because I would be at D Block with Rondon, my producer. We would be at D Block every day for 4 years, and that's back when D Block was still there. They changed studios now in Yonkers, but we'd be there every single day, and it got to the point I never asked for anything. I never, I never really tried to overstep anything. I was just always the hard worker, just constantly just putting rhymes together for beats that I knew I couldn't be on, and just making sure that I was just prepared if any opportunity were to come. So uh Kiss uh Kiss found out. He was kind of like the third one to really see, like, yo, he's something type of thing. And we definitely gonna do something in the future soon. But those are my brothers, man. I was blessed enough to just actually open up for them at Irving Plaza Thursday. So it was a sold out show, and it was celebrating Styles P's Good Times record, the 20th anniversary. So we had a great time, and that was my first time doing Urban Plaza ever. So that was great for me.
Yeah, that's a landmark. But I think the first thing that you always really wanted to accomplish was selling out SOBs as a
Yeah,
headliner because you were able to do that. Congratulations to you on that.
appreciate that.
Williamsburg at the Knitting Factory, that was
Yes,
another place
sir.
that you sold out.
Yeah.
What's next on the list for you to sell out?
Honestly, man, I really, really, really want to do because I have like a list that we would talk about with my team, and we just want to keep going up. So we were like, where's the next venue that's like the next, like right over that? So I don't know what it's gonna be, but I always wanted to do Gramercy Theater, and I always wanted to do Urban Plaza. Luckily enough, I performed in front of a sold out crowd, but I want to sell it out myself and be able to just do a crazy show. And I think the time is coming very soon, but we're gonna see. We're in talks right now to see where it's gonna be the next venue that we do, because I haven't done a very big show in a while of my own due to COVID and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it's gonna be for sure.
How have you been creatively during this time
Man,
with the pandemic?
I had to. It hit me at first. It was difficult because I'm somebody who likes to experience life and just be around people and just figure things out. But I had to, understand the different way of just solitude and just really understanding that, you know, find inspiration in other things within, with the space that you have. And that was very important for me. So I found different ways to be creative. I started something like Quarantine Flows, and then we dropped 2 packs throughout the pandemic. We ended up rebranding Quarantine Flows and calling it Phases, and just like doing that whole thing. And that it was just those were fun ways for me to just keep going and write all these different things. And I was able to work on some songs for the next body of work that I'm going to try.
Mhm. Phases, do you plan on releasing a volume two to this? Because I know it gained some great traction.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's gonna be dope once I'm done with this whole Rosedale campaign. Um, I'm definitely gonna be cooking up a Phases Volume 2. It was fun. I enjoyed doing that. It's kind of like sharpening your sword too, because you got to just be consistent, make sure you get the content for it, make sure you're doing all this stuff, and it was fun. So we definitely gonna do it. I just don't know when, but for sure, 100%.
I want to start challenging my guests when they come on my shows because I know most interviewers they only ask, "Oh, what's your top five?" I want to know what your top five is as an MC in this game, excluding Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, and Tupac. What are the top five MCs in your list without
J.
those guys?
Cole, J. Cole, uh, Kid Cudi.
Mm,
This is no order. I'm just saying names. Kanye West, Drake, and Kendrick.
tough.
So I thought that's the Hove is like the GOAT to me. So like, but also it's difficult because the locks. I would also put the locks in there as well. I don't even say Jada Styles. I just say the
The
locks, and
locks,
that's
the entire
that's
group.
one. Yeah, that's one right there. So it's like it's difficult, but yeah, I don't know. It changes all the time, but if I could throw, I'll be switching things around all the time. So yeah, but yeah, that's a difficult one.
You've opened up for Plenty superstars in the game already.
Uh,
Mentioned before 21 Savage. You just opened it for the locks. We mentioned
yes,
Machine
sir.
Gun Kelly. I was reading online. 21
Yeah,
Savage. What was the first major one that you opened for that you can remember?
the first major one that I could remember was actually might be 21 Savage.
Mm.
21 Savage, I did a show with 21 Savage in Danbury, Connecticut, in a place called Tuxedo Junction. And I remember that day because we it was like 1,500 people in there, and we were just like we were on a high. It was just like I still have the footage and everything. Everybody was just going insane, and that was like the greatest feeling ever. And then with those same people we partnered up with, we were supposed to actually do a festival with Lil Wayne and Logic, and the festival ended up getting a tornado warning.
So it didn't
So
happen.
it didn't happen. And that was something that, because Lil Wayne is one of my favorite rappers like ever. You see another one that I would have put in the list, but you got me on the spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that would have been something insane for me, man. We were gonna do something special over there. It was definitely in Jersey. And then I've been able to do shows with many people. Casanova, Chinese Kitty, PnB Rock. It's just a whole bunch of people. But I think the moment that it really just changed was when I was able to do my own headlining shows, and that was like the most special moment to me because it was like these people are here for you now. You don't got to win them over; they're here for you. So that's the greatest part about it.
Exactly. When going to these shows and opening from these acts, who was someone we already know the locks are receptive
Yeah.
to you? Was there any other artists that came out, or especially when you were backstage and they spoke to you, like, man, you really got this?
Um, I would say actually Machine Gun Kelly and Designer. Those two, yeah. Because I opened up for Machine Gun Kelly twice. The first time was in Philadelphia with Swisher Sweets, and then I ended up doing it again in New Orleans with Swisher Sweets as well. And Machine Gun Kelly was cool as hell, man. I don't know, he was just very, very open, and he even invited us to go to the bar and stuff like that. I'm not a drinker, but yeah, I went just to go vibe and stuff like that. They were cool people. I doubt he would remember me, but I have that point of reference to just kind of have that there with it. Because from Philly to New Orleans, it was definitely a good amount of months in between. So once I brought it up, he was like, "Oh, yo, you're this dude," and yeah, and Designer thought that I was really dope as well. They were very cool people, and yeah, I think those are the two moments I remember. The locks I don't really count just because they're kind of like family at this point. So it's like that's like the big bros. So like when I just did this show with them, Kiss and she came later in the day. So when I finally saw them, Kiss is like, "What? You were on stage? They finally let you do that now?" Like that type of thing. So it was just like exciting, and they were very happy for me that I was able to do that. And Styles was very excited. He's like, "Damn, Iman just ripped the stage. I'm trying to go rip the stage right now," type of thing. But he wasn't allowed to go yet. So yeah.
Back in the day, we got to get into to be continued because DJ Nuff was supporting you,
Yes.
and I heard that you were
Yes.
signing like his label.
No, I wasn't actually. So what happened was how we built that relationship was my Rondon, my producer. I could tell this story now just because it's years before, but the way that happened, he snuck into High 97 and ended up meeting DJ Enuff through there. He would just finesse his way. I'm not gonna say how, because it's very people think that stuff is easy and it's nowhere near easy, but he made it happen, man. He's crazy. But even now with COVID, it's even harder to get into a building now. So but yeah, so Enuff knew he wasn't supposed to be there, but he played in my music and he was like, "You know what, let's do it." We handle some business and then we made sure that we got it done. Then ever since then, that was actually my foot in the door to the industry off of that, because it was like, who is this kid? But not only who is this kid, how did he get DJ enough to do this like now? And forever from there on, that's my dog, man. Like I seen him recently and I was just so happy to see him. He was like he's the one who gave me my first opportunity. So like it's always gonna be an appreciation for that man. And he ain't have to do that at the time. So I will always be appreciative and grateful for that. Like for real, for real.
And that's a cosign that you go to take everywhere with you for the rest of your life because
Oh, 100%.
the people that he's been with, being Biggie's tour DJ back in the day. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
man.
legendary in his own right. The Heavy Hitters crew, all that.
For sure. So I'll be around some heavy-headed DJs and stuff like that, and I'll just be like, Enuff was the first person he was the person who gave me my shot, and like
Exactly.
he hosted my first mixtape. So that's definitely special, and I'm blessed that I'm able to say that. You feel me? Like I know a lot of people don't get those type of things, so it's like I'm grateful that I can use that.
How's the remaking and revitalizing your own revision to Kanye West's 808s and Heartbreaks? I know that's like your favorite album of all time, your favorite project.
Yeah, man, that is you have a lot of information. Shout out to you for that. Yeah, so 808s and Heartbreaks is definitely my favorite album of all time. That is not Kanye's best album though. His best album is the Late Registration, my bad. But my personal favorite is 808s and Heartbreaks. It took me to a specific time and I always wanted to just make my own thing to it. And you know what? This year I've actually been able to use my voice more than ever in ways that I didn't know I can use them. Like the next two records I have coming out, um, it has is very different from what I usually do. One of the records is an R&B record actually, and I'm super excited to just kind of give it out to people. But soon, God willing, in a couple years, I'll be able to just do it the way that I envision it in my head, of like making my own masterpiece like that. But yeah, for sure, man. Like that's something that's gonna happen.
If you weren't a rapper, I heard that you would want to be potentially a movie reviewer because you're always watching movies, something on the Food
Yeah,
Network. Those are
yeah.
two main things that I've heard about.
So yeah, I watch an unhealthy amount of movies, like an unhealthy amount of movies. I'm talking about like I found out recently that the average person goes to the movies maybe 5 times a year. I've already been like 40. So
Wait, this
like
year alone? So you still
yeah,
go to the movie? No,
yeah,
congratulations to you on that because I'm a purist when it comes to film, so I still
yeah,
appreciate the movies. I
yeah,
don't like the signs that how the movies have been going, especially when you look at all these streaming platforms,
yeah.
Paramount Plus, Peacock. I don't like how they're putting the
It's
movies
too
on there
much.
because it's
Yeah,
killing the movie industry and
I agree.
people aren't going to be it's just like music how it's hitting streaming services constantly
Hmm.
and CDs have gone away. I really don't appreciate
Yeah.
that, but
It's like it's like I'm somebody who really, really enjoys the movie going experience. I love that there's people there. I love that people get rowdy when certain things happen and all that type of stuff. There's not a lot more people there at this time, but that's like my happy place. I guess every time people just need some time to themselves, that's like the place that I like to be at. And luckily enough, I do write reviews. I write reviews for every single movie that is on this app called Letterboxd, and I've been able to just constantly put things out. Sometimes I put it on my story and stuff for people to see because everybody loves getting my opinions on movies, I guess. But definitely, if I wasn't rapping, I would be doing three different things. Well, two different things.
and a sports analyst.
Three. I wouldn't even be a sports analyst anymore. I would just want to coach something or something like that. I'm a crazy Knicks fan, so I would try to do something working with the Knicks, and I would either be something with movies, Knicks, or I think I'll be like an A&R or something in the music industry.
Mm.
That like those things, and those have just always been my passions. I guess I've wanted to be a rapper since I was in kindergarten. So like the fact that I'm finally doing it is just it's just great, honestly.
It stinks, isn't it? Being a Knicks fan, I'm a Knicks fan. It's
Honestly, man, I'm happy with the route that is going in right now. I'm seeing that there's not a lot of same dumb decisions that we would constantly do, even though Leon Rose doesn't speak much at
I think
all
he
to the
fumbles the
media.
draft constantly.
Uh, I would have picked Tyrese Halliburton instead of Obi Toppin just because of the fit. I do like Obi Toppin though. I think he's dope. Um, I do like the signing of Jalen Brunson. I think he's a solid point guard. I'm waiting to see what's about to happen with this Donovan Mitchell thing, but I hope we don't trade RJ Barrett because I'm a fan. And we're just gonna have to wait and see.
I agree. Donovan Mitchell, This guy, we have to remember, he's a great player, but he's not
Yeah.
LeBron James at the end of the
I
day.
don't think so either. That's
When we
why,
when I'm seeing 7 first-round draft picks and
yeah,
RJ and Toppin and quickly,
yeah,
see you
nah,
later. I'm leaving the
I'm not
deal.
doing that.
Yeah.
The most I'm doing is three unprotected and two protected picks, and I'm giving you uh Fournier. I like Fournier too, but I'm giving you Fournier because of the money, and I'll probably give you Cam Reddish and Deuce McBride.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna give you if it's gonna suck not seeing Donovan Mitchell in a Knicks jersey if that happened, like if it doesn't happen, but you're not about to be that team to give up what you gotta give up for KD for Donovan Mitchell.
Exactly. And you know that if it was any other team besides the Knicks, they would fleece the Jazz and they'd get them for less.
Oh, 100%. But you know that's the thing with Danny Ainge. You feel me? He's known for doing like those type of trades. I remember that trade that he did with the Celtics and the Nets when he sent Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett being 35 plus, no 36 plus. You got three unprotected picks, and then with those two picks, you picked up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So it's just like, yeah. And I'm good. I know he's difficult to deal with. So I'm glad that the Knicks organization is kind of just keeping. From what I'm hearing, everybody's like they're keeping this very very good, and they're not budging with certain things. So it's sounding like this is my estimation. I think it's gonna be till September 1st or the first week of September that they're finally gonna be on the move because Patrick Beverly and everybody that got traded can't be traded until 2 months after. So I think there's gonna be like a 3-team trade probably with the Lakers, and
Mhm.
Donovan Mitchell will end up being a Knick, and Russell Westbrook will probably be in the Jazz, and they'll buy him out or something.
I hope that comes true, man, because I think we need another superstar here. We need
Mm-hmm.
to attract a top three. Randall needs to leave. I think the
Yeah,
fan base is tired of him. I never wanted
yeah,
this guy here.
yeah,
I was fine with him when he made until that playoff last year against the Hawks, and once we went out in the first
yeah.
round and he disappeared, I was like, this guy isn't a franchise player.
I was at one of the games actually. I took my dad to his first Knicks game. I've been to many, but like he's never gone. So his first one was a playoff game. It was this game two, I believe.
Oh, so you're hearing like the F. Trey Young chants
Oh
early
yeah.
on.
Oh man. And I remember there was this dunk that Obi did, and everybody like yeah, you erupted. And I was like, yo, this is insane. But I will say this: I do like Julius Randle. I'm a fan. I think he's still the best player on the Knicks, regardless of what anybody says. The problem is the headspace. I think that he lets everything else get to him. And I feel like if he just shut that off, he would be so much better because there's a lot of talent there. And he's physically like, he looks like LeBron. I'm talking like he's huge.
Physique wise, yeah.
Yeah. And he could bully people into like all that type of thing. I feel like it's the whole mental space, and that takes a lot for people. So I think the fans hate him now.
Oh yeah, well, he's on my shit list. Okay.
I hear it, man. I
From
understand.
him pushing Fournier, I don't know if you've probably seen the
I
clips when
remember that
Obi Toppin's on the
was on the
ground and needs
ground,
help,
and
and he just
yeah,
walks away. Then
yeah.
how about the game where he's putting up all these points? I think he was up to like 30 points, having the best game of the
And
season.
then he goes like
And then
this.
well, not just that. Oh, that's a whole other story. But how the fact that he gets himself thrown out of the Suns game.
Oh
You remember
yes,
that?
yes, yes,
And
yes.
then the
I
Suns
do.
come back and win the game with a buzzer
Yeah,
beater.
yeah, I do remember that. Like, bro, it's that's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is. It's like his ego, or it's like, and his pride gets in the way of so much stuff. And it's like, come on, bro, we don't need that right now. You're you're talented, and you can actually help this team. Just get this out of the way. And
Exactly.
this is why I like Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is gonna be very, very dope. He's always every time I see him play, he just seems like that dude that's just under control. He doesn't look like he's freaking out. He doesn't look like he's trying to do too much. He's just under control. And I think the Knicks need that type of point guard because he's not the superstar that's gonna be trying to, do too
Be
much.
flashy or take all the spotlight
Yeah,
like Kyrie Irving and cause all kinds of drama. And then all of a
yeah.
sudden, I guess KD's back. I mean, and then 2 weeks later, watch, he's going to be wanting to request a trade again.
Let's see, because they didn't change nothing for him. They kept the same coach and same general manager.
The
I
owner
hear it.
was just saying how, oh yeah, we're gonna stick with our management over our superstar player.
Yeah,
We want
right.
to keep Steve Nash, who's an experienced coach, but that's okay.
Hey, I
Brutal.
hear it, man. Whatever happens with the Nets happens. I love Kyrie and I love KD, but I'm a Knicks fan. So at the end of the day, we good off of them.
Yeah, exactly. The Knicks fan, I admitted on one of my other shows that I'm taking a step back from this year just for my health and my well-being
I
because
hear it, man. I hear it.
I just can't take it anymore. Every year with the draft, I just don't understand what they're doing when it comes to building it because there'll be
Yeah,
years they get players like RJ Barrett in a top, and then you'll get a draft like we had this year, trading down constantly. And,
yeah,
and I can't stand Tom Thibodeau. I think he's an overrated coach. I don't like that he doesn't play the kids. He values the veterans over the youth. And hearing these reports how he would rather keep Grimes over RJ Barrett, I really don't understand that.
yeah. I think as well because I watch every single Knicks game, whether I'm in the studio or whether
I'm
like
the
it's
same way, and I'm taking a
yeah.
break. I'm not doing that anymore.
So from what I've seen, I think Mark Berman was kind of exaggerating with what he said. And I was watching a podcast that I watch all the time called Knicks Fan TV, and he was pretty much mentioning because Mark Berman was on, and he was mentioning that he said everybody blew that out of proportion. That's not what I meant. The Tom Thibodeau doesn't. This is that. And then he explained it. But and I've heard Tom Thibodeau talk about RJ like very, very, very highly. It's just and they said pretty much what they ended up saying was he actually wants to pair RJ with he thinks pairing RJ with Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson would be great. And Quentin Grimes would be a great piece to come off of the bench, but they don't know what's going to be the final team of what they have. They don't know anything like that. And this is going to be the first year that Tibbs would have no other choice but to play the kids because there's only 3 vets on this team.
Exactly. Randall, Fournier, right?
And Randall. That's
Randall.
it. Oh, Rose, Randall, and
Rose
yeah,
Randall. Yeah,
Rose, Randall, and Fournier. That's it. Everybody else is young.
exactly. Gibson's gone. Don't we? We don't have to see him.
Gibson's
Thank God
gone.
Alec Burks isn't going to be coming in anymore.
They misused that man so much,
They
man.
did.
Oh my god. Running point. Like, why? You would come on, bro. Like, I good luck to them, man. But I'm just excited for this season. I get to see people grow, and we get Donovan Mitchell. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think something should happen here. Let's give us something to root for once out of
Yeah,
our
right.
20 years. We have the first point guard since Clyde Frazier really to run this team, and we're not going to be comparing him to that level, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first decent point guard. You were playing
Hmm.
baseball when you were younger, the age of 12. I was reading online, hearing about. Are
Yeah.
you in the baseball, Major League, MLB?
Okay, so I don't watch as much baseball as I used to. But I was a third baseman that transferred to second baseman, and it was my life. Like that was everything I was doing. I was doing it very competitively. I stopped playing once I got to college just because I got hurt, and I was like, you know what? If I didn't have that itch to just be back,
Mm.
and I was always doing like music stuff on the side, just like little by little, or like doing poetry, trying to impress my girlfriend or something. And like it got to the point that I guess my love wasn't the same for it. But when it comes to watching it, I'm a big Dodgers fan. Um I was one of those people that grew up to be a Yankees hater. I know it sounds crazy being from New York and stuff.
No, I'm a Mets fan. Don't.
Yeah.
I wear my Mets gear so much. I just switched it up tonight, and it's kind of ironic since the Subway Series is going on right
Yeah,
now. But
right.
yeah,
So
I should have worn my Dodger hat.
I grew up a Dodger fan because I was a big fan of Alex Rodriguez and Manny Ramirez. Once Manny Ramirez got traded to the Dodgers, I just fell in love with that team. I knew everybody like on that team, whether it was like Rafael Furcal or like Matt Kemp or Andre Ethier and all that type of stuff. Like I was just like a fan of that team. I was excited. So I was very happy to see that we finally got one chip. It was the during COVID, and I was
Mookie
happy.
Betts,
Yeah, Mookie Betts is that man. Like he's great. And now we got Freeman over there. I know that.
Freddie Freeman took him from the
Yeah.
Braves.
Yep. I felt bad for him. I heard about that story. What happened with that?
Yeah,
He,
the whole contract, and
yeah.
we wanted to stay there, but things didn't get done. That's why they always call it a business when it comes to sports. You can't always stay in a relationship and fall in love with your players because they could
They
be
can
gone
just
tomorrow.
exactly. But I'm happy I got to see out of the three sports, football, basketball, and baseball, I got to see two of my favorite teams win something. So I seen the Dodgers win, excuse me, and I seen the Ravens win.
Oh, you're football. Okay, so you also a football guy, Ravens. So you saw
Yeah,
Ray Lewis and Joe Flacco win back in 2013 against the Niners.
yeah. And I'll tell you this, right after that, I spent one more season watching football, and that was it.
Yeah.
I think I had my time after that. I was very, very happy. It's gonna be a little controversial, but I was a very big Ray Rice fan at the time, and Ray Lewis, and that was just like my team. I really, really, really enjoyed
They
watching
had a
that
special
team.
team.
They definitely did. My older cousin he's a big Ravens fan. He's the one that put me onto it. So I grew up just being a fanatic, and I was just happy I got to see that. So now I just got to see the Knicks. Try to get some before
Yeah,
I
I think
die.
maybe we'll be 80 when that happens, but
Word, right?
yeah.
Here, man. Hopefully not.
Yeah, no, you're lucky. At least you've seen your two teams win. I like the Jets and Mets on the other hand, and
Oh man, you almost got it with the Mets though.
yeah, I
You almost had it.
know.
That was very close to happening. And you know what? You might get it this year because they killing it right now.
They're nasty. No, the Mets are nasty this year. They just got to
Yeah.
pull it together. I don't know what's going on here with the Yankee series, and then losing to the Braves the other day. That those 3 out of the 4 games, I wasn't liking that too much. But maybe this is their
Yeah.
year. You know, Cohen's going to be throwing the bag at some of these players.
That's the best. That's the
Yeah,
best type of person. That's who the Yankees used to have. Like that,
exactly.
he didn't care. It was just like, I got the money, we're gonna get him. That's it.
Yeah,
Like that's the best type. That's why that I feel so good about the Mets next coming years because when you have a manager like that or whatever he is, like when you have somebody like
owner.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, owner, he takes over and he really would do whatever it takes for the team to win. That's the great people to have around you.
That's what you need. But you've been to over 40 movies. I want to close out the gap here with the movie
Yeah.
situation here. What's your favorite type of movie?
My favorite type of movie. I don't even think I have a favorite type of movie anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cause like I'll tell you right now, like literally from my top 5 of this year is this movie called Cha Cha Real Smooth #1. It's a movie that I saw during Sundance, and
Okay.
it's actually on Apple TV. The Apple TV subscription
Man, you're
thing that they
really in the
got.
movies. You're watching these Sundance Festival movies.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I'm telling you, I watch an unhealthy amount of movies. Okay, so we got Cha Cha Real Smooth #1. We got the Batman #2. I saw Batman 3 times in theaters, bro.
Wow.
Top Gun #3, Everything Elsewhere All at Once #4, and The Northman #5. So it might change. I'm not really the biggest fan of this year. Honestly, I think the movies kind of suck. But because we're still getting a little pandemic movies, and I don't like those type of things. I think next year is gonna be a very dope year because it skips years every single time of like what's gonna be really, really crazy. So I'm excited to see how next year is about to be for sure.
What are your top 5 movies of all time?
Uh Here we go.
Oh,
Let me
he's got
see.
this list. Oh, he's prepared.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'll give you 4. No order: Wolf of Wall Street, Whiplash, Gone Girl, Django Unchained. And you know what? I'll put a 5th. Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Yeah, I'm like a big Disney fan as well. So like that was like that's something I think Pixar has like I think they're like the holy grail of animation. And yeah, they shoot great from the field. So like yeah, I'm a big Pixar fan as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I could think of a top 5 for movies. That's I'm a big movie head too.
Yeah,
All I know is that if I were to put 2 movies in my top 5, I don't know what the other 3 would be, but my
yeah.
top 2 would have to be Jaws and Godfather. I think those are
Okay. Yo, I've never seen Jaws before.
really no,
I've
you got to
never seen
watch
Jaws.
that. You got
They're
to
gonna give it an IMAX
Yeah, I saw they're
very
re-releasing
soon.
it in IMAX this
Yeah.
September.
So I'm gonna watch it. I never seen ET either.
Wow.
And
No, you're missing some big heavy hitters.
yeah, and the crazy thing is like my guys, I don't know if you know It's the Real.
And so yeah, I've
Uh
heard of them.
okay, so these two brothers, Eric and Jeff. Jeff is a very, very big movie guy as well. and I text him every single day, and it'll be like text of like, gonna go see ET at this time. You coming? Or like that type of thing. Or like, oh, I saw this. Like, we're just literally, if you look at our whole entire text, we're not talking about music once. It's literally just about movies. And they just saw ET, and I never seen ET either. So I gotta watch like these movies. But yeah, I don't know. Godfather's really good though.
Yeah, no, that's a classic.
Yeah,
That's why
100%.
that's only like the top two movies for me because Godfather was such a smash hit at the time, and Jaws was like the first blockbuster ever to really
Yeah.
break records and push the limit in the movie industry until Star Wars came along.
So question, do you think I would appreciate Jaws in 2022?
Mm. It's tough because you know why? You have all those hecklers and naysayers out there. Oh, the
Yeah.
shark is fake. But when you think about like the technology, they didn't
Yeah.
have the CG, and I think Jaws today would be a nightmare
Yeah.
because you'd have some stupid CGI shark like Sharknado, and we don't need that
Oh, for
crap.
sure.
I'd take a
Yeah.
mechanical shark any day over some computerized crap that looks fake.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the type of moviegoer that you are. Like I'm the type of person that appreciates black and white films. I mean, when
Okay,
you look
cool.
back at like To Kill a Mockingbird or
Yeah,
even
yeah,
Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock flicks.
yeah.
Like if you're someone that really appreciates the old classic cinema, I think you would appreciate Jaws.
So you know what? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it when they put it in IMAX and stuff because I that's like it's like one of those movies all the time that people are like, you haven't seen Jaws,
Yeah.
you haven't seen ET. Maybe it's something against Steven Spielberg. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna catch those moments and probably watch it with my pops because he's seen all these movies already. I just took him to see Nope. Recently, I saw that one twice
M. Night
too.
Shyamalan.
No,
Oh
no,
wait, no, that's
Nope.
actually Jordan
Jordan
Peele. Jordan
Peele.
Peele.
Yeah. It's funny that you say M. Night Shyamalan because
Yeah.
they compare him a lot to like
They
those
do.
two.
And I think M.
Yeah.
Night Shyamalan is working on a film. I think I read it in like the same article. I think that's why I
Yeah.
got it flipped up. But no, yeah, I heard that there's actually Jaws references in Nope. I think someone's wearing a
Yes.
Jaws t-shirt.
I can't remember that, but it's definitely very I haven't seen Jaws yet, but what they are comparing it to is just pretty much the what the shark is what this alien is.
Mm.
And I won't go too in depth with it because I don't really want to like if bro, I'm telling you, like I had to watch it twice with notes and everything just so I could clear my whole thoughts. And I know exactly what they did with the film, but it's just like it just wasn't all the way there for me, I can say. And my dad thinks it's one of the worst movies he's ever seen. So, and I think he's crazy because I've definitely seen. I'm like, you haven't. If this is what you think is the worst movie you've ever seen, I like you're not even compared. Like you're not ready to see the movies I've seen. I saw like 90 movies last year, so like I've seen some very, very, very bad ones.
Did you see the new Scream?
Yeah, I actually really liked it,
Yeah,
and the Scream movie was actually my first Scream movie I've ever seen.
same. Yeah,
So
I wanted to see four when I was younger, but
yeah,
I didn't get a chance to. But
yeah.
this was actually a decent, especially when Wes Craven passing away,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't get to be behind the camera for this one. It was
Yeah.
definitely interesting because I didn't think it was going to pan out because he's not with us.
For sure. And like I watched it and I'm having a good time. I thought this was gonna be like trash. And then like I literally went to go watch all the other Scream movies after that. I'm like, oh, okay, so there's an order of like which is really good and what's not. And then I realized that this one is a lot like the first one. And then I was like, okay, but I appreciated this one so much more because this is the first one I see. And if it's like the first one, then it's like, oh, okay, I see what it is. But yeah, I had a good time with it. I thought it was actually surprise. It exceeded my expectations, I guess.
Back to the music and your parents. Your parents originally didn't want you to be a hip hop artist just because of the
No,
surrounding environment. How are
yeah,
they supportive of your career now, seeing that you've been
super.
appreciated by some legends in the game and you've gotten traction of your own?
Yeah. Yeah, they're super supportive, honestly. Like my father is the crazy I get this from my dad, I guess. He's like the go-getter, like the crazy, you can do anything type of mindset. And my mother is she believes a lot of that as well, but she's a lot more reserved than he is. And I could see why I take on from my father a lot of the times. But it was mainly just because of the environment that we was living in at the time, because we were living in the Dykeman Inwood area. And there was they just grew up in they grew up in Washington Heights in a time that was just very, very dangerous. so I could see what was so different and all that. But my uncles were the one that just put us to the side and do all the things we weren't allowed to do. Like my mom wasn't playing hip hop in the house. She was playing Sade. She was playing like Stevie Wonder, or she would be playing like Seal. And I guess that's why I have such an appreciation for Stevie Wonder and Sade now. But like my uncles were the ones playing Biggie, they're playing Jay-Z, they're playing all this stuff. And then on my own, like I'll go listen to like Fabulous, Ludacris, Bow Wow, and all that type of stuff. And then as I got older, I think the first project I've ever listened to myself was Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. And I
Classic.
was like, yo, this is like the greatest thing ever. But like my father and my mother, they're like way more supportive now. My father actually helps me out a lot with my career, as along with my mother as well. My mom was actually the one helping me shoot some of the Quarantine Flows videos at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, she'll even give me ideas and stuff, and she would, she would put a lot of effort into it. And it's been a real cool thing, because I'm somebody, I know a lot of people are not like this, but thank God I am. But if I have a vision towards something that I want to do, or if I feel like I know that I'm great, and I don't think anybody could ever tell me different that I'm not. Or if I believe that I can do something, nobody could tell me that I can't. I've always been that person. And once there's so many people telling you you can't, or they don't want you to, at the end of the day, it's my life. And what was going to happen is that people are either going to have to respect it, or separate themselves from you. So, but my passion, there's a reason why that passion is there. There's a reason why I'm still doing what I'm doing. And God has allowed me to be able to just continuously do these things that I'm just so passionate about, and it hasn't gone away. So, I think it's just an understanding, like a universal understanding for within everybody who's in my close circle, or my family or friends or anything like that. They just all understand who I am and what I'm capable of doing, and how like what am I willing to give up, or gain from these aspirations that I have and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, never give up, man. Keep going. And I like that mindset that you have. I share the same
I
aspects of that
appreciate
with
that.
you as well. It is what it is. We're coming, we're taking over, and that's it.
100%, man. 100%. And I'm happy to hear that you like that as well, because it's just like you're pretty much just off of that. Like I already know you're somebody that's just like, but I'm gonna get it done by any means. Like people be having excuses, people have all this type of stuff. It's just like, no, I'm gonna figure this out and I'm gonna get it done. And I have such respect for that. So yeah, man, shout out to you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, dude. You know how many times I've been told no, or you couldn't do this, and people didn't believe in you. But when you
Yeah.
believe in yourself, that's all you need, because that's it.
One
You know,
100%, man. I agree. I agree 100% wholeheartedly.
yeah, exactly. That's going to take us a long way. It's taking you a long way. Everything is everything. Tell me your definition of this, 'cause I feel like there's something special behind it.
Yeah. Um, that was the project that I finally understood who Iman was, who what I'm capable of doing, and letting unapologetically delivering the way that I feel like it needed to be done. So everything was everything really just came from it is what it is. And take it or leave it. This is what it's going to be. And that's really the mindset that I went with it. And I feel like it's my best project that's released. Um, I don't really count projects like phases. Phases is more like, it's funny because some people do try to
Something
count
from
phases.
just extra.
Yeah, it's like
Something you
exactly.
would throw up
It's
on DatPiff if you were like a
yeah.
big time artist. Yeah.
Like for example, like some people try to use it a part of my catalog, but the thing is, it's just like that was a series that I put for Instagram and YouTube and stuff, just weekly freestyles. I just extended them by putting my friends on features. So like that's just really how I saw it. But it's not a body of work that I'm gonna be like, oh, we got to be continued, blessed, everything is everything, and now Rosedale. Like that's not how I see it as. I see it as these are the ones that I'm really, really taking my time with and making sure that I deliver it a certain way. So everything is everything was like that was the one that I was like, nah, like I'm really him. Like that's that understanding of that. So I was super, super happy to put that out. And when we did that Knitting Factory show, that was actually Everything is Everything release show. And because at the time I had a partnership with the Orchard Sony, and that was my first project that we dropped. And I had the idea. I was like, yo, we if we sold out SOBs, let's take this to Brooklyn, because being from Yonkers, Brooklyn's like a third world, like like it's like so far into people's heads. Meanwhile, I was only like 30 minutes away. But like, so people don't want to travel to Brooklyn. So especially thinking that you're about to just do a whole show with music they never heard before. I performed the entire Everything is Everything with the features. I brought them all out except Styles and Chic. That's the only one I didn't bring out. But I had a band playing and people were hearing these songs for the first time, and we actually sold it out. And the plan was for it to come out at midnight, right after the show was done. But they kind of messed with my release up a little bit and it came out in a couple of days. But it just shows that it was just like people were also believing in something, I guess believing in the brand itself, then, because they never even heard the music before and they were willing to come out to Brooklyn and really do something special like that.
You mentioned your partnership with Sony before.
Yeah.
You're not with them anymore?
No,
No,
I'm
yeah,
with
because I've been
I'm
seeing on the because when you look at the bottom of what you release on Apple Music, it only says only one
only one
Iman.
Iman. Yeah. So right now I'm currently partnered with EQ Distribution, which is Rock Nation's distribution. And
Congrats on that.
appreciate it. And pretty much every time I release, I just put at only one Iman LLC. That's my, that's how I like it, because I'm still independent. Like I'm 100%. Yeah, I'm 100% independent. I own everything and everything like that. But now we just have a distribution through Rock Nation. That's pretty much it.
Tell me about this upcoming project that you're working on, debut album, whatever you want to call it, especially the Rosedale campaign that you're on,
Yeah.
because I know when you approach a project, you like to be by yourself, but mainly just release tons of songs, just make tons of them, and then you narrow it down from there. So tell me your approach to this upcoming project and what we can expect from it.
So with this project, Rosedale, I wanted to drop it a different way. I wanted to kind of like adapt it with what I learned from phases and quarantine flows. So I know that people digest music very differently now. It's unfortunate, but I understand. And I'm also a believer, or maybe I was formed to believe this, but when you're an emerging artist and you're not somebody who's doing crazy astronomical numbers, you shouldn't really be dropping projects. You should be dropping songs so people can start seeing the consistency and growing with you as a person to the point that there's a demand. Now, my logic behind this was, okay, I did all the songs for Rosedale already. Let me just drop them one by one. At first, we were doing it every 2 weeks. Then we were like, well, you know what? Let's just do every month, or like, because I just started. I'm still adjusting as I go just to see what works best. I only dropped 3 songs so far for Rosedale, and we did Tired, which was first, and this is the order of the track list as well. So Tired was first, and that was the intro of Rosedale, and I was so, so, so proud of that record, because like it's just something that I've been wanting to make an intro like that for maybe 3 years, 4 years. I like that's like I've been chasing that sound. And to a lot of people, I know it may not be that big of a deal, but to me, it was just like I finally did something that I've been trying to do for so long. And then I wanted it to be slow. I wanted it to be that feeling of just understand and listen to what I'm saying. That was important to me. And then minimum wage was next. And I did that because I just wanted to smack people in the face right after giving them something slow. And then Northeast came right after. And everything happens for a reason, because Styles was actually supposed to be on Northeast.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I might do a remix with him. Maybe we're gonna see. He still wants to do it though. We talked about it and stuff like that. He's just been busy with his project and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Northeast deserves a remix. It would be super dope to get that, and especially having Steph Cakes on it too. That was something special because, I wanted it to be something that it was just like Yonkers. It was us, like us against everybody type of thing. So that was like really my vision behind it, and it was gonna be me, Steph, and Styles, and just have that moment, which was super dope. But I'm so happy it turned out the way that it did because that second half of Northeast wouldn't even have been there if I didn't do it this way.
Yeah.
And that second half is like my favorite thing because I'm literally just barring out for like 2 minutes. And it was just like that's like my favorite thing in the world right now.
Absolutely. When can we expect this upcoming project, you think? Do you have like a release date in mind, or just not even an exact date, but like a time period?
Maybe November,
Okay.
maybe. Because I'm still gonna drop the rest of the songs. So the way that I'm gonna do this is every song is gonna come out on its own, and then I'm gonna just put it all together
Okay.
once
That's
once it's
creative.
out.
That's
Yeah,
different.
I wanted to do something different like that because each song will get its moment that people can pay attention to and people can enjoy. And then right after that, I'll just put it together so people don't have to go looking for singles and stuff like that. You just got a whole concise project right there for you. And I think that's the way I'm going to start releasing projects going forward because just off of seeing what I've done with these 3 songs, it's the biggest numbers I've ever had on YouTube. Like, I've never seen that before. I just, today, minimum wage got to like 92,000 views or
Oh,
something like that.
congrats on that.
I appreciate that. So it's just like, I'm seeing that this is working. And it's something that like I look at it like this. There's 12 songs. Let's say there's 12 songs for Rosedale, and I dropped all 12 right now. Some people are going to be listening to it for the next couple of months, but in all reality, what's really going to happen is after 2 weeks, people are going to move on to the next thing. Especially with me not being a very known universal artist, right? So if I did those 12 songs and I gave it to you one by one with a video and content behind it that we really worked hard on, for some reason, people's perception on things is going to be like, oh, you working because of the consistency. Pretty much, I gave you the same amount of songs. I just delivered it different to you guys because you were going to pay more attention to it like this instead of listening to a project because you may not trust me as an artist just yet. So I was just like retooling things as you continuously go and understanding things. I actually learned a lot from Russ. Just seeing how Russ is doing things and stuff like that. People can say whatever they want about Russ.
Yeah, no, there's some big Russ haters out there, but I feel as
Yeah,
though he's been getting more appreciative in the past couple of years as of late.
for
I've noticed that
sure.
he's a complete turnaround.
Yeah, I was actually backstage at his show recently in Boston. We went out there and I got really cool with his team and everybody was super super dope and I just grew. I already appreciated Russ so much, but I understand it on another level now of like wow, like you're really every and this is why it's so refreshing to see people like that because he's literally doing everything that he says he was going to do. The last person I seen do that was Kanye West. No matter what anybody says about Kanye,
He does
anything
it.
he said, he does it. Whether it's years later or whether it's he literally said, "I'm gonna be owning something with Gap one of these days." He said that like 10 years ago. He said, "I'm gonna build churches. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna like." He's done every single. He said, "I'm gonna change the fashion world."
Do you think he's
Everybody
gonna
was
win presidency?
he ran for it. I don't know if he's gonna win. You see what I'm saying? But like that's what I'm saying. It's just like I appreciate things like that because it's like wow. So why, if there's examples out there that show you that people are men of their word and they're really willing to put in the work and do it and have the faith and belief that things can happen, and having their faith in God to make sure that things are just like whatever is written is already written for you. You just got to be able to like walk those chapters and understand things as you go. the problem is that a lot of people get discouraged and they want things right away instead of just going. We're human. I get discouraged sometimes. I literally get impatient sometimes, but it's just about understanding like, yo, this takes time. This is going to be something. You just got to trust the process and believe in what you're doing. And Russ is somebody who's a perfect example of that right now. And it's incredible. You can see somebody like Andrew Schultz. Like I seen Andrew Schultz. And for those that don't know, he's a comedian. But like I seen Andrew Schultz from all the way from like when he used to be on MTV to now. I bought his special recently just because I'm so happy to see what he's doing. And like he shouted out Russ too, because he said the consistency. I saw Russ do it. I'm like, why can't I do this with comedy? It's like, why can't you give people something every month? Why can't like you should be doing that? You should be dropping content every single day, whether it's on YouTube, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, or Instagram. I'm not a big Twitter user just because I feel like Twitter is very, very a lot. So I use Twitter for like personal things with like friends and stuff, but I don't use it for music. I know it would help so much more. It's just I don't think I can handle it. That's the thing. But yeah, it's just like there's so many things that people can be doing, and it's just like I think a lot of times fear gets into us, and it just takes over, and then we just start making excuses and start. It's the fear of the unknown. People love security, and I've been comfortable in many situations in my life. My parents made sure that I'm so I'm so comfortable in being uncomfortable now. Like I
Those are
love it.
important words right there.
Yeah, man, I love it. So that's just the way that I think, and that's the mentality of how I think things should be with people.
Iman Nunez, anything else you want to touch on before we check out of here? Because I think we covered everything and
Yeah,
more.
I think so, man. I had a great time.
I appreciate it.
So what do I got? Next song is gonna be coming out either next week or 2 weeks from now. It's a song called Pieces with my homegirl, Annalisa Zadie, and she's an amazing, amazing singer. And she's somebody else I believe in fully. She's gonna be a superstar one day as well. And yeah, the record is crazy. If I had the budget for it, it would definitely be on Z100 or something like that. Or like, but it sounds like one of those pop like I'll let the record just come out. But yeah, it's a great record, and I'm super excited of it. And then the next record is gonna come out as an R&B record called Time with my other homegirl Janelle Mack, who is on Tired as well. So yeah, I love putting out music. I love just doing things that I usually like. I love exploring sounds and just expanding on things and just finding new ways to just grow as much as possible. So I'm just excited to just put some music out. But I think that's pretty much it. We're planning a show soon, and definitely gotta see you out there, man, for sure.
Yeah.
My shows are very fun and they get crazy.
Absolutely, man. I'll have to come out. Especially what you're doing for hip hop. I appreciate it, especially keeping the lyrics and the bars alive and taking your own journey in this. I know it's a rough path for MCs, unfortunately, nowadays.
Sure.
But you get your own praise and due. But hopefully the mainstream picks back up again for you guys, because you deserve it. You're the real representation of hip hop. So
I appreciate that, man. And I'm also excited to, I've been blessed to be able to be with some legends. You get what I'm saying? Like even being somebody who is fathered into D Block, I guess you could say, or something like that. Like those are things I didn't see. I didn't think that could be a thing. And all I was myself. I'm not them. I'm not somebody who likes to be on the street and all this type of stuff. I'm not this person. I'm just a person who loves to rap and be myself. So that could just take you a long way, really. So, and I'm just blessed to be able to have those guys on my corner and just really, that they love and support me, and they're hip hop purists, hip hop legends in this thing. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what's the next step, what's going to be the thing. I'm just going to keep putting out music, keep putting out content, keep putting out as much as I can do, and just start getting on these shows again, man. I'm excited.
exactly. And I'm looking forward to it, man. Iman, thank you for coming on the show here tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
It was great. It was a refreshing interview, actually, because you did a lot of research on that, and I appreciate that, because a lot of people ask me the same questions. I understand why, but like I appreciate like interviews like this. It's dope.
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. They can follow you on Instagram, Twitter, all the platforms at Only One Iman.
Yes, sir. Exactly what you said.
You already know, man. I want you to enjoy the rest of your night. Take care and stay safe. I'm looking forward to this upcoming project and the next 2 singles that you got.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
You too, man. Take care. Stay safe. See you later,
See you,
man.
man. Peace.
Peace out.